3, 4, 5, 6.
My name is Isabella, and I have verbal apraxia. Verbal apraxia is a uncommon speech disorder that affects the person's planning of speaking. It's due to a disconnect between the brain and the mouth.
Growing
Growing up with verbal apraxia was frustrating. There was good days and there were some really bad days.
Let's see how you do the dance.
Más comida. Are you hungry?
Thirsty. Are you thirsty?
What do you want, baby?
Words.
I knew something was wrong. I was taking speech therapy. I felt like I was saying the words correctly. I knew what I was going to say, it was not coming out that way. And I was repeating the same words like rabbit. And over the years, as I kept taking speech therapy and seeing people leave, I was like, why me? Why am I staying here? Why do I need this? It built it up to a point where I just wanted to be done. I had amazing support from my friends and family, but I always felt alone in my disorder. You know, I didn't know anyone who had, I didn't even know I had verbal apraxia when I was younger, but I never knew anyone who had a similar challenges as I did. So even though I felt loved and I saw people treated me and they were treating me really nicely, there was a voice in my head that was telling me that they disliked me, that they pitied me, that I was just their friend because I was that kid with a speech disorder. And when I got older, I noticed that that was not true. That my friends were friends with me, or my true friends were friends with me because they wanted to hang out with me, because they wanted to be with me. It doesn't matter about my speech. But as I got older and I went to school, I got pulled out of school for speech therapy. And it's a lot for a kid who doesn't have speech therapy to juggle his homework and his life and playing. But for someone who has to take speech therapy, and I took other therapies as well, like physical therapy and OT, I had a lot of stuff to juggle with. And I really felt over the years that it just became a big struggle and frustration. And I was my worst enemy. So I made everything 100 times worse. Technically, I got my diagnosis in 8th grade. My parents did. My parents, in my IEP meeting, got the diagnosis of verbal apraxia. I found many things in high school. Since a really young age, I always fell in love with the art of film. And when I was in high school, I got into photography. And for the longest time, I, felt like I had no voice with my apraxia. And film and photography gave me that voice in the way I can express my emotions and feelings towards people. And when I was a freshman in high school, I took stand-up comedy.
Isabella Quinn Rodriguez!
Is my speech. I have speech therapy. I couldn't say some words like rabbit. And people used to say it's rabbit. And I know it's rabbit. No, rabbit. Rabbit. You know what? They're both animals that jump. It's okay, It's rabbit. I know you're right. I am right. But you have a Spanish, right? You know how much I love talking about how I can't say rabbit? I also don't like politics.
It gave me this insight to how I can talk about my disorder through many different art platforms, and people will listen, and they probably will educate themselves about it. And that was the first time I ever noticed that I should not hide my disorder, that I should talk about it, that I should not be ashamed about it. And so that ball slowly unraveled to a point where I kind of was open towards talking about it. I found many amazing people who have verbal apraxia or knows of someone who has verbal apraxia. And it's something that I never thought I would get as a little kid. You know, I always wanted to have someone who had apraxia or a character on a TV show to have apraxia. And I never saw anyone or found that TV show or movie that had someone with verbal apraxia. And when I found people who have verbal apraxia, it was like I found my community. I felt like they know what I was going through. I want to advocate for people with apraxia through art platforms like film, photo, and stand-up. I want to let all the people who have apraxia that you will overcome those challenges. And that no matter what people tell you, you are as smart and intelligent as any other person. We sometimes need help speaking our thoughts. And sometimes when we do speak, we come out with some powerful stuff.